Hello, today is March 21st, 2017, and we are here at the Kankakee Public Library where I have the pleasure of interviewing Theodis, President of the Kankakee chapter of the NAACP.
Where were you born? Who are your parents? Where are they from?
I was born in Columbus, Georgia. My parents was Willie and Bertha Pace.
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I actually had 4 sisters, and I was the only boy. However, of the 5 of us, 2 of us are currently living. I've lost 3 of my sisters.
How long have you lived in Kankakee, Illinois?
I've been here since 1973, so that gives me, I've been here 44 years.
Do you have any children? What are their ages and what school did they attend?
I have a set of twins, Theodis and Tamara Pace. They graduated from Kankakee High School. My youngest daughter is Stellar. She also graduated from Kankakee High School. I'm very proud of my sons and daughters. Theodis graduated from Morehouse in Atlanta. My daughter Tamara, Clark, Atlanta, she's currently a school teacher in the Atlanta Public Schools. Theodis worked for the City of Atlanta as a policy analyst, and my daughter Stellar is currently working for Northwestern Hospital.
Where did you attend school, and what did you study?
High school, I graduated from East Chicago Roosevelt in East Chicago, Indiana. I did all my collegiate work at Lane College, Jackson, Tennessee. I majored in sociology, minor in education and history, did all my graduate work at Purdue University, and education administration supervision.
What prompted you to become involved in NAACP, and how long have you served as the president of the Kankakee chapter of the NAACP?
Well, serving the NAACP, actually I've been involved in the NAACP all my life. Growing up in Georgia, I grew up during the era of what we call the Jim Crow era, meaning total discrimination, separate but equal schools. I didn't go to school with whites. Everybody I went to school with basically was black, and there you actually seen the inequality, the lack of equality and justice based on race. Again, I graduated from East Chicago Roosevelt, which was more of a school in Indiana where it was multiracial. I grew up in the era there in East Chicago of diversity. What prompted me to run for president, and this is my 22nd year as president of the NAACP, which is 11 years. We have 2-year terms. Being the president of the NAACP, you get an opportunity to engage and throughout the county. We're a county branch, so I deal with economic development, making sure schools deal with education. There's a number of health issues that face individuals of color. So I like to deal with the lack of inequalities and injustices that still prevail in our country, our city, and our county.
Okay, what have been some of your more challenging experiences in the work of the NAACP?
Well, one of the personal things at NAACP, I had the opportunity several years ago. I ran for mayor in the city of Kankakee. I ran for alderman. I was a commissioner for over 12 years. But again, the work of the NAACP is gratifying because again, you're volunteering your time, but at the same time you're helping people throughout the city and the county who are having issues. Again, whether it's in education, discrimination in their employment, we still have health issues, so we have a relationship with both hospitals. Economic development is a thing of job creation, and so I have an opportunity to be totally involved in a lot of issues and concerns that's within our city and county.
Are you employed in any position other than that in NAACP?
I am happily retired. I'm a former school administrator. I work for the state of Illinois. I've been retired since 2014. However, being retired, that means that you're still volunteering your time. My day is quite busy. As a matter of fact, I'm probably more busy now than when I was employed.
What is the most and least enjoyable aspect of serving as the president of the local NAACP chapter?
I set some goals when I was first elected, and one, I think the Kankakee County branch of the NAACP is probably one of the most diverse organizations in Kankakee County, and that was one of the goals, one of the major goals that I set when I became president, because most individuals have no concept or idea of the NAACP or the inception of the NAACP, which is an outgrowth of the riot in the Springfield riot in 1908. The inception of the NAACP, February the 12th, February the 12th, 1909, which was on Lincoln's birthday, and it was an outgrowth of the lynching and again the injustices, lack of equality that was going on not only in the state of Illinois but in the lynchings throughout the United States during 1908, 1909.
Do you have any words of encouragement or advice for students in this current generation?
Well, I think most of our students today have to really have an appreciation and a passion of education, because if you're not technically savvy, meaning with your tech phones or computers and everything's going to be technical. I had no idea that when I was growing up, I had heard people talking about you're going to pay to watch TV, debit cards and all these things, and which is currently happening. So we pay to watch TV. You don't necessarily have to have money in your pocket to have it because it's on a card. But I think the students of today have to really have an appreciation of education, because in today's society, if you're lacking in education, you're only going to make things a little uncomfortable for you during your life.
In closing, Theodis, I would like to thank you for taking the time to participate in this interview.
I'd like to thank the Kankakee Public Library and wish you guys success in your future endeavors.